Greetings, Missouri Mid-South. I have an exciting update to share with you regarding our medical debt relief campaign. You may recall that we've been raising funds for a second round of debt forgiveness for the three poorest areas of Arkansas, Memphis, and Missouri. The final date for collections was August 1st, and we still have a few checks from congregations coming in, so I don't have a final total to share yet. But I am excited to be able to tell you today that we have received over $20,000 so far. With the help of our partners at RIP Medical Debt, this will amount to relieving over $2 million in medical debt in our three states. Thank you, thank you, thank you to those of you who have given to this round of the campaign. If your congregation hasn't sent in its check yet, please do so right away, so we can share a final fundraising total and calculate the true impact of our medical debt relief efforts. I am so proud of you, Missouri Mid-South Conference, for your generosity and compassion, and for the ways that you are working together to make an impact in our local communities in Jesus' name. Our first campaign 2 years ago raised $60,000, and combined with another $40,000 from the Deaconess Foundation, we were able to wipe out nearly $13 million in medical debt for 11,000 households in St. Louis City and County. Here we are just 2 years later, giving another $20,000 to address this same need elsewhere in our conference, helping liberate our neighbors from the weight of financial burden. The COVID-19 pandemic has impacted the economy in horrifying and long-lasting ways. After a consistent 10-year trend of poverty reduction in America, this year's poverty rate was projected to increase by 2 percentage points, and it would have if it weren't for federal relief programs. The work we are doing now as a church to erase medical debt in the poorest areas of Arkansas, Memphis, and Missouri will have a meaningful impact on thousands of our neighbors, just as it did for our neighbors in St. Louis 2 years ago. Through our giving, we are bringing release to the captive and new life to thousands in Jesus' name. As we go into Labor Day weekend, then, let's consider that this is supposed to be a holiday from work for everyone in our country. If you own a business, consider closing for the day for real. If you were planning to shop or order from a restaurant or have something delivered, be sure to thank the people who are working and tip them very well. If you are working this weekend, I hope that you are able to advocate for yourself and your coworkers so that you also have a time to rest. If you are someone whose unpaid labor impacts your household and community economy, I hope that the people who are supported by your unpaid work will find ways to recognize you and demonstrate their appreciation for the work that you do. Take this weekend to consider how we value one another's labor and how we live out Christ's teachings or not in our own work and in the work of others. The Missouri Mid-South Conference offices will be closed for the holiday. One other thing. You may have seen an email this week from the national offices in Cleveland with information about a new P.O. Box address for sending mail to Cleveland. The national offices are moving out of the old building at 700 Prospect Avenue into a smaller space in downtown Cleveland, hence the need for the P.O. Box change. We've heard, though, that there has been a little bit of confusion about what that means for our churches. The office in St. Louis is not moving, and anything that you normally mail to St. Louis, like your OCWM contributions, for example, still should be mailed to St. Louis. That address change from Cleveland is only applicable to things you would normally mail to Cleveland. As you probably know, OCWM giving flows traditionally from the congregation to the conference, then the conference sends a portion of that gift to national. You don't need to change where you mail your OCWM gift. We will change the address for the portion that goes to Cleveland once we send it on. Unless you have been sending mail to Cleveland, and most of you haven't, you don't need to change anything about where you're sending your mail. If you do have questions about where to send mail to the conference, please don't hesitate to reach out to Kathy, who is usually in our St. Louis office on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. Thank you, and have a good Labor Day weekend.